Hi, I'm Sai and welcome to my channel. Yes, I'm holding a microphone for this video. Does it really make the audio that much better? Not really. This is the mic that I use for my gaming videos. By the way, subscribe to my gaming channel at Cyrule. But I really don't like it that much, but I wanted to use it for this video because I thought that it might help. I don't know. We'll see. I've been wanting to do an updated K-pop album collection for a really long time, and I kept putting it off because there were always some pieces of my collection that I wanted to have like for the video or whatever. But I'm literally moving in 5 days and I'm not taking most of this with me. So now is the only time I can film this video pretty much. So yeah, I did my first K-pop album collection video years back, and back then I had about like 10 albums or something like that, and now I have like 60 plus, I believe. So it's grown quite a bit since the last video. And I also kind of want to take you guys through like my light sticks and my concert banners, and I'm going to show you my Photocard binder. So this is kind of like my growing K-pop collection in general, but it's mostly albums. I've just like gotten really into collecting albums over the years. It's just something that's really fun for me, and yeah, I've started to take it more seriously than probably the last time I showed you guys any of my albums. And I mean, if you've been watching me for the past few years, I've done quite a few unboxings, so you probably already know which ones might show up today. I do want to make a little disclaimer before I get into this that I'm not making this video to like brag or show off or anything, and I don't believe that somebody who has more K-pop merchandise or anybody who has more memorabilia of any fandom thing, that doesn't make you a better fan, or it doesn't make you a worse fan if you have less. You know, everybody shows their love for a thing in their own way. So yeah, if you don't have the amount of albums that I have or anything, please don't think badly of yourself as a fan. It really does not reflect you as a fan at all. I just felt the need to say that. Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys to my shelf. I do have one of the white K-pop shelves because I am a basic bitch. The lighting in my room is absolutely devastating. I literally finally got lights, but I don't have the bulbs for them. So unfortunately, it's just gonna be dark because it's in a corner, it's backlit. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna go through shelf by shelf and show you guys my growing K-pop album collection. Okay, so I figured I would start with probably the most significant chunk of my K-pop album collection, and that is the Boyz collection. So I do have 2 shelves of the Boyz albums and other memorabilia, and this is the group that I'm probably like the most caught up with, having all the versions of all the albums. I am missing a few, but I am doing pretty good. So the Boyz albums that I actually started collecting were the first albums. The series is literally called The First. I really like these though. These are a really great first mini album for a debut group. I like that it's kind of boxy. As you can see, they have like a lot of like boxy themed ones, which I honestly kind of prefer. I like when albums have kind of a whole compartment to store everything that comes with it in. I'm gonna go over like my favorite designs of albums and stuff in a minute. So yeah, I have both versions of their first album, The First, 2 versions of their second album, The Start, and that is a 3-parter album that I will probably never ever have completed, unfortunately, because the other version is a special edition, which I didn't know at the time that it was like for real gonna be sold out after like first press probably. I don't know, this was so long ago. But I can only find copies of it on eBay for a lot of money, so I'm very upset about that. But then I also have their 3rd mini album, The Only, and I only have the special edition version of it because I thought the same thing was gonna happen with The Start, so I got the special edition one just to be safe, so I know I can get the other 2 eventually. And then I have all 3 versions of Reveal. I did do an unboxing of these as well. These are some of my favorites as well. I have 2 versions of Dreamlike. I still need the blue one. Unfortunately, I have such a love-hate relationship with these albums because the packaging is so upsetting. It's just like terrible like sleeves for it, and it's like the CD's just like in an envelope that can fly out of the photo book. However, these albums probably do have my favorite The Boyz photo books and photo shoots of any era they've ever done, honestly. The one that they designed themselves is the only photo book I've ever had where I genuinely have been so tempted to tear out some of the pages for some good art because it's gorgeous and they're big pictures and I love the photo shoots. And then I have all 3 versions of the Chase album, which was from The Stealer, because this was my first time and my only time so far that I've ever run a group order because I was trying to get into a fan sign call. Didn't get in. That was a really interesting experience, and honestly, these are probably also my least favorite The Boyz albums just because packaging wise, But I did film an unboxing for these, but never posted it because I just didn't like the video that much. Sorry. Oh, also I do have this little Kevin photo card and like a decorated top loader. This is my first time decorating a top loader. I just did it recently, but this is my like favorite photo card, probably one of my like prized possessions in my collection. You guys don't even understand what I had to go through to get this photo card. I could make a whole story time because what I went through for this piece of cardboard, insane. And then my last The Boyz shelf, I have back here a little picture of Kevin that came in my yellow Bloom Bloom album. So I do have both versions of the Sphere. I almost called it the Right Here album. It's called the Sphere. I have both versions of the Sphere album and both versions of the Bloom Bloom album. These are their single albums and they are my favorites out of all of the Boyz albums, just because I love the packaging and I love the concepts of them so much, and like looking through them brings me to like such a good time, such good memories, and they are my favorites, and I just like how they all look together. And then I have their official light stick right here. I just had it in my last reaction video, and I also did do a video of me decorating it if you would like to watch that. And then this, you might notice, is the picture that we took when I met them on ASC. If you didn't know that, I am in the first The Boyz After School Club episode, and I got to meet them years ago, and this was actually a gift from my parents, like, because that show happened right before I moved home freshman year, so this was like waiting for me, and I just love it so much. It's definitely one of my most favorite things. Okay, so next I want to go over like my very minimal NCT album collection. NCT is definitely one of my ultimate bias groups of all time. I have been with them for a very, very long time. I followed them pre-debut, and they just mean a lot to me. So I don't have a terrible amount of NCT albums, and also like they're all 127. I do love every single member and every unit of NCT. I would love to get some NCT Dream albums, and I have been eyeing the NCT 2020 Resonance albums for months. So I really, really want to get those too, but right now I just have 127 albums. The first one I ever got was the Fire Truck album. This is their first mini album, and I actually did an unboxing of that as well, and that was like my first ever album unboxing video. This is one of my favorite albums to this day. I am a Fire Truck enthusiast. And then I have the Kick It album, I have the Superhuman album. Kind of got these around the same time. Pulled Johnny and Superhuman, we love to see it. And I have the Limitless album, which I got when I was in New York for KCON, and it came with like so many goodies and stickers and like extra cute things. And to this day, look me in the eyes when I say this, to this day, August whatever 2021, Limitless is my favorite 127 title track, and that is probably my favorite album. And then back there I have one of the versions of the Regular Irregular album, and then my beloved Cherry Bomb album, which I actually got in Chicago when I saw them in concert. So this is my humble little NCT shelf, and yeah, hope to one day collect more of their albums. Next is this shelf. This shelf is probably like my most special albums. Like, if the house was on fire, I'm gonna grab these first type shelf. You might notice a theme with some of these, and a lot of these are like older boy groups or boy groups who might not be as active anymore, and a lot of these boy groups have been like some of my alts over the years. So I guess to start, I have UNB's, one of UNB's Blackheart albums. I love UNB to this day. I'm a big fan of UNB. I'm so sad that they disbanded. I miss them so much all the time. I have both the blue version of BTS's HYYH Part 1 and 2. I would love to get the pink versions of both albums one day because it's one of my favorite, like, design-wise, but the HYYH albums, especially Part 2, to this day are probably my favorite BTS albums. And this one, the white one, was actually a gift to me, and it was my second album ever that I ever got. So those are really special to me. I have my two humble B1A4 albums here. If you know me at all, you know I'm a huge B1A4 fan. I've been a fan of them longer than any group I've stanned, like, consistently. Like, I've always been with them. So I have one copy of Solo Day that I got secondhand, and it came with my Biases Photocard. And then I have a secondhand version of Good Timing, which is my favorite album by them as well. And I need to get more B1A4 albums for sure. Like, I really want Sinu's version of their newest album that they released. I have my one and only X1 album here. Rest in peace, gone but never forgotten, X1. I still really want to get the black version to complete them. But yeah, literally rest in peace, miss X1 every day. And then I do have two BAP albums. I have Carnival. This album means the whole entire world to me. Just music-wise, like, this era, the time that it came out was like such a big huge part of my life. And at the time I was alting by Jungkook, and I just like, it has such a special place in my heart. And then back here I do have Jungkook's version of their Matrix album. This was their comeback after their hiatus, so with Young, Wild, and Free. So I have Jungkook's version of that album, and it just came with like a bunch of themed stuff of him. And then these are my two Block B albums. If you guys know me, Block B was my ultimate bias group for like a couple years, and I just really love them a lot, still to this day. This Her album was my first ever K-pop album I ever got, so it is sentimental to me, but I actually like really hate the packaging of it, and I don't like the photo book either. It's like just a very underwhelming album, and it's kind of like cheaply made, but it has sentimental value for me. And then I have the Blooming Period album, which one of my favorite eras, if not my favorite era, one of my favorite albums, and yeah, this one is really, I really recommend this one a lot. And then I just have like this little plate here and this flag. This Korean flag was actually from my Korean Culture Association at college, so I've just had that for a few years. I have my little Dohyun stand from my X1 album, and then this is actually what they were giving out at the they were giving these out at KCON at like some of the fandom meetups for Super Junior. So if you didn't have like a Super Junior light stick, you could wear these while they were performing. It's just like a light, literally like a light ring. So that's pretty cool. I still think it's really cool that I got to see Super Junior in concert. Okay, let's move on to the bottom shelf. I guess I will start with the elephant in the room. I don't know. These are kind of just my miscellaneous albums that I don't have either like multiple versions of or just from like lots of different groups. So I've kind of grouped them as like newer, older. On this shelf in the very back, you can't really see it very well, but I have my Triple H album, another one that I don't like the packaging of at all, but is a little sentimental to me just because, again, rest in peace, Triple H. I have Pentagon's Demo 2, one of my favorite albums literally of all time. I have Oh My Girl's Pink Ocean, SF9's Mamma Mia, and Monsta X's The Clan Part 1, the All In album. I got this at a convention for winning a K-pop trivia panel. I have Red Velvet's The Red, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, like musically. Dum Dum Era is so special to me. And then underneath there I have Day6's Daydream, which is like one of my favorite Day6 albums, but again, I hate the packaging of this, and this is another album that has a really funny story behind how I obtained it. And then the elephant in the room, this is my crown jewel, my most prized possession. This is my signed C-Clown Let's Love album. This was actually given to me by somebody years back, and to this day, I don't know why, I don't remember anything about what they told me about this album. So I don't even know for sure like the origin behind it. I don't know 100% if this is a genuinely signed album, but I pretend that it is, so let me have this. Yeah, C-Clown was one of my alt bias groups for the longest time. Christian U is literally the reason that I got into film, so I just love C-Clown and miss them so much every day, and this was the first era of theirs that I got into, and it was also their last, so very special to me. And then in this corner here, I have, like I mentioned, some of my newer albums and like newer groups. So I have one version of Stray Kids, Go Live. I have ONEUS in Its Time. I have two Promise 9 albums, my alt girl group. I have one version of My Little Society and one version of 9-Way Ticket. I would love to get both one day. Also, a dream album of mine is the special edition Love Bomb album. And then I have my two TXT albums that I just love so much. I have ITZY's Not Shy, and I have Treasure's first mini album, The First Step. A few of these I got through like group orders from friends. Actually, this one, and this one and this one were group orders. And then this is my K-pop binder. I'm going to go in depth in a little bit and show you guys this later, but this is where I keep it, and it's big and beautiful, and I have worked so hard on it. There's a sneak peek, and yeah, I'll show you guys more in depth about this in a little bit, probably at the end. So that is everything except for my 17 albums, and I'm saving them for last just because they're my alt group, and I don't know, let's go. So we go from the very bottom to the very top. This is my humble little 17 album collection, like I've mentioned, and if you are for some reason new here and don't know this, 17 is my alt bias group of all time. Literally have a tattoo for them, but I don't have like that many albums of theirs actually. It is definitely still a work in progress because with every comeback, Pledis is like, let's release 7 versions of the album. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So I guess starting over here is kind of the bulk of it. I have their 17 Carat album, which is their first one. And I got this in Chicago when I saw them in concert, which also 17 was my first K-pop concert ever. Then I have both versions of the Boyz B album, which is so sentimental to me. So the purple Boyz B version, the Seek version, was my first 17 album ever. It was my first time ordering an album online, and my first time getting an album like as the era was happening. Also pulled my bias in it too. It just like, this album is also like, I will grab this if the house is burning down. And then I have their more recent albums. So I have one version of an ode, because again, so many versions. I recently got their newest album at Target, so I only have the one version of that. And then I have my Hengare album, one version of that. If you want to watch the video where I customize it, I will link it somewhere here. These are my only versions of the You Make My Day and You Made My Dawn series, which You Make My Day is one of my favorite albums, period. But I only have these 2 versions right now because again, Pledis, so many versions of the albums. Going 17 are some of my favorites. I got the silver one, the first version, years back, and then I was finally able to complete my collection because one of my dearest friends let me buy her other 2 versions so I could complete it, which is really exciting. So this is one of my favorite albums as well, and some of y'all need to put some respect on Boom Boom because we would not have the show Going 17 if not for the era that she came from, so put some respect on her name. Then I have one of the versions of Director's Cut. I also got this at the same time as my UNB one in LA. Then I have one version of the Alone album and then one version of the Teenage album. So these are definitely ones that I love and have sentimental value to as like my first. Oh, also I got the pink one secondhand as well. I didn't get this one until like 5 years after. So yeah, I know it's gonna take me a while to complete my collection, but I'm happy with it so far. And then in this shelf over here, is so sweet and a little cluttered, but it's fine. I have this picture of June, who is my bias. If you didn't know that, I love him. And I have both of my Carat bongs here. This is my first ever light stick, so it's very special to me. I have them decorated so beautifully. And then I have both the original version of Love and Letter and then the repackaged, which I also did an unboxing of this. And then in the very back, if you can see, I have my precious, amazing Going 17 magazine. If you don't watch their show, Going 17, they did an episode where they did like a self-produced magazine photo shoot and they actually released it, and so I was able to get my grimy little paws on a copy of it, and I love it so much. So yes, this is my beautiful 17 collection. I'm probably going to be taking all of this with me when I move. And then you can probably see up here some stuff peeking out, so I'm gonna take you guys up to the very top for the last bit of this shelf. Okay, so up top here is just where I keep a few miscellaneous things like light stick boxes and stuff like that, and also just like my own personal items. So I have both boxes for my 17 light sticks because they're so beautiful, and I have my box for the Boyz light stick. This is the light stick that I got when I went to KCON, very special to me. And then this is a green glow stick that I took with me when I saw NCT in 2019 because I don't have their light stick yet. That's probably something I'm gonna add to my collection. I do think it's ugly. So I'm saying on the record right now, I think NCT's light stick is so dumb looking, and I'm still going to buy it. So when you see it in my possession one day, mind your business. And then back here is my little pamphlet that I have from KCON as well. So that's all of that. And then I guess I can take you guys over to this wall and show you my humble little concert banner collection. Okay, so up at the very, very, very top, this boy right here, this was the first one I ever got from obviously Diamond Edge in Chicago. This one was from the Ode to You in Chicago 2020, so both my 17 concerts. And then these two I got when I saw NCT in concert in 2019. These are really special just because, first of all, this one has all of their names, even Winwin and Jungwoo's names together, okay? And then this one is just like sweet because that was Johnny's first time performing back in his hometown since becoming an NCT member, so he's one of my alts, so I love him. And then these two are from KCON 2018, actually. This was the first time I ever saw NCT 127 live, which was a very amazing moment. And then this this is also one of my prized possessions. How many times have I said that? This is the banner they handed out for Pentagon at KCON, and this has all of their names, including Hyojong's and Yenon's, so this is very, 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 very sentimental to me. Last but not least, you might recognize this. This isn't a concert banner, but this is the banner that I made and held up on After School Club when I met the Boyz. Okay, I'm pretty confident at this point in the video I will have been showing you guys some B-roll of close-ups of the albums, because I didn't want to make this boring of just like me holding the camera and pointing at everything as I talk about it, because I'm extra and I wanted to do something different. But now I'm going to like probably take you guys to my desk and show you a little in-depth of my K-pop photo card binder, because I worked really hard on it and I think it's really cool. Okay, it is another day, sigh, with my photo card setup. I just filmed like the little section of all of my albums, like close-ups, and I started losing natural daylight and I thought it was gone for good, and then the sun came out, so we gotta work quickly, y'all. So this is my K-pop binder. I recently switched it over. I used to have a different binder, but this one is the big thick boy. I decided to decorate it with a lot of my favorite like goodies and stickers that come with albums that I never knew what to do with. So here's like one from ordering from Choice Music, some NCT ones, and an ATEEZ one, and I put this like, you can't tell, but it's kind of a sparkly minty color. And then on the front I just kind of have some of my favorite groups and biases and everything. So I have June, TXT, Hyojong, 17, Promise, my girl Seram, all of ONEUS, some BAP, some NCT representation, some The Boyz, some Johnny. So the cover I feel like is just really cute and really helps make it stand out. So I decided to decorate my K-pop photo cards by section of like mostly groups that I collect by. Sorry, my fan's threatening to blow this away. So this is the start of my 17 collection, and I chose Tigers because if you know, you know. And I tried to put these in order as best as I can remember from when eras happened. So like Boyz B down to Teenage to Director's Cut, You Make My Day, up into an Ode, and then these are some freebies that I've just gotten over the years. This is the one I have in my June thing right now. And then these are more recent ones that I've gotten from the more recent albums. Oh, and then these are all of the photo cards that came with the Going 17 magazine. So that's very fun. This section is a little disorganized right now, but I do have these bigger sleeves in the back of each section for like bigger things to hold, but I haven't organized it in a little bit. But here I have like all my teenage cards. I have an Ode and You Made My Dawn, and just various like goodies that I've gotten. Next is The Boyz. I chose paper airplanes to represent Keeper. I am very proud of my The Boyz photo card collection. I am an avid Kevin collector at the moment. This is my Kevin Bloom Bloom card. It's my favorite one. It's in that top loader, so that's why that's not there. This one's also one of my favorites, to be honest. Yeah, so you can see I started collecting from like the first chronological album I put in there is The Start. And then I have Hwall DDD, that's one of my prized possessions. This one's in my phone right now, so I don't have it. And then up into the Chase album. And then these are some freebies I've just gotten over the years. And then these are some of the photo cards I got from the Make Star fan sign call that I attempted to enter. And then same thing, this is my section of just kind of extras, big things that I want to display, and I put them down with washi tape so that they don't get torn. NCT, I just chose simple green polka dots just because NCT colors. I don't have many NCT photo cards officially, but I do want to start collecting them since they're one of my alts. I had a Jaehyun curse for quite a while, as you can see, and I pulled double Yuta in the Kick It album, so that was cool. These are some concert freebies from 2019. And then I'm really happy with how this page turned out. I just think that this is so cute. Can you guess who my biases are? I don't know why I made a whole section for Stray Kids. I thought that I had way more than I really do, but I really don't. This is my only Stray Kids photo cards page, and most of them are unofficial anyways. Like, these are my only two official ones. So not quite sure why I did that. I think I'm gonna change that soon. Then this just says Miscellaneous. I just love this cherry paper, so I chose that. And this is just for my various photo cards over the years that don't really belong to like big groupings of them, you know? So like I have Block B, BTS, BAP, Monsta X, Pentagon, Oh My Girl, I love this Oh My Girl photo card. X1, my X1 like VR card, which is amazing. My B1A4 cards, my UNB. This was a gift from my friend, this Donhyuk photo card, I love him. My Promise Girls, ITZY, TXT, some Treasure. I get lots and lots of extras and freebies from my friends all the time because they're so generous and so sweet to me. Like so many of these extra treasure ones are from my friend Reagan, thank you so much. And my few ONEUS ones. Some more Promise, my Promise Girls, I got Seiram's photo card. And then my amazing, incredible, The Freeze chapter, or whatever that album is called, Yeonjun Poles. And then these are some Miscellaneous extras again. Hayoung is in front of him, but I have a Ji Hansel. I have Ji Hansel that Lex gave me, one of my prized possessions. Some B1A4 stuff Karina gave me. And then these are so special. These are just like some banners I've made over the years. These are just like cards and letters I've collected from like Photocard trades and just from my friends. This is the confetti from the ODU concert that I held onto. And yeah, that's pretty much this, but I just really love like taking everything with the paper and decorating things with stickers. I just find it to be really, really fun and really comforting because I'm already an artsy, creative person, so yeah, I loved doing this, and it feels just like, I don't know, it's better to look at in my opinion. It is a lot thicker than most people's photocard binders probably would be, but I don't really care too much because I had a lot of fun doing this. So yes, that is my photocard binder. All right, take it back, me from the other day. That is my entire K-pop album collection, including all my sentimental stuff like banners and photo cards and little light sticks and stuff like that. Oh, I forgot, I also have a Teen Top Soul Night album, but I'm trying to sell it. So if you want it, DM me on Twitter or Instagram, let me know, because I'm trying to get rid of it. That is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you guys liked this video, please give it a like, because it really helps me out, and consider subscribing if you're new here. I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!